Goofs, gaffs, gamers, cringe lords, commies, and coochies. Episode 47. Overkill Podcast. We're here.
Yo, it's your boy Kirby.
Get spoken over. No. We're here. We're here. Big news.
We are.
We had the big GamerCon, the big gamer showcase.
Yeah, the Game Awards were last night. We haven't watched them yet, so we'll probably comment on them next week.
But next time,
Yeah.
it's free range, baby.
Yep.
Well, I guess I'll let you start. You want me to start,
Yeah.
baby?
So, I thought this was a kind of an interesting story, but a gamer found a $5 PS4 console at a thrift store. And this story to me, it was just a regular PlayStation 4, so it's not like a Pro or anything. But $5, pretty good for really any piece of technology. And can't forget how many games the PS4 had, right?
True.
So my guy basically just scammed him, dude.
Get absolutely caused, bro. Yeah, well,
The thrift store didn't know.
I don't know what to tell him. Like, get good or something.
Yeah,
That's
and it
funny.
was fully working. Fully working, no problems.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's just stupidity. What is the highest price you would pay for a PS4, a used one?
Right now, at this point, probably, I feel like
Yeah.
used, probably like 60.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably about fair.
Yeah.
I'd say like 50 because I don't care too much about it. I think some of the games that it has, like Bloodborne, make it worthwhile. But I mean, the Spider-Man game's been ported over to PC and everything, so there's just a few exclusives that are worth it. But other than that, it really has no purpose.
Yeah, they're still going for $100 on eBay and $115 on, as well as
Man.
on eBay.
Really?
So, yeah, at GameStop they're selling like refurbished for like $300, I think.
See, I assume.
I'm sorry, refurbished was $160 at GameStop. That's insane.
Yeah,
I would never pay that for.
I assume someone's paid that. It's always hard to say because things are worth what people are willing to pay. So, like, if something's listed at like $100, but no one buys it, it's not really worth $100. But I assume GameStop pricing them at $160. They have to be selling some of them.
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to say that this is a good opportunity to shout out my mom's cats. They knocked over my Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
The screen is broken. And my left Joy-Con jack doesn't work, so it's really cool. But thankfully, the Switch 2 is coming out soon, so I think I'll just buy that because it's going to be able to play Switch 1 games, so.
Yeah. Absolutely shafted. I debate on trading in my Switch. Normally it's really bad value to trade stuff into GameStop, and it still is bad value, but I have the Smash Bros. Switch. That's the only thing that makes me not get rid of it, is that it's the cool one. So I'll probably keep my Switch, but I am very tempted to trade it in and just get the Switch 2 to keep the Switch One, but I am very, very, very tempted. If you want to check out that link too, apparently D-Brand, they leaked a case for the Switch 2. How accurate that is?
Oh, yes.
I don't know. You can kind of get the idea that it basically looks like a Switch 1. A little larger, maybe. Which is very interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I've seen this image before.
What I would love for them to do, and this might be a hot take, my biggest issue with the Switch is like the thin plastic it's made out of. It just doesn't feel good. I would totally buy, like, if they made a carpal tunnel Switch like the original DS that was like made out of aluminum, I would totally buy that. I wish it was a better material other than plastic, but yeah. So far, it's rumored the OLED is 7 inches, and based off of the case that leaked, the Nintendo Switch screen is 8 inches, and that doesn't include the little bezels. That's missing. That's missing a little bit of distance there. It adds about an extra inch. The bezels do, both to height and to width.
My biggest problem with the Switch is just how flimsy the Joy-Cons are.
Yeah.
And the fact that you always get like drift on them after playing with them for like 6 months. So. Yeah,
and that was something I was very lucky with. Now, I don't know, maybe it's because I never use my Joy-Cons because I hate them. I think if you're an adult, they're like some of the worst controllers ever made. You basically hold your hands at a perfect 90 degrees while you give yourself carpal tunnel. They suck.
Yeah.
And also the stick has no travel because how short it is. But I haven't had any issues with the drift, but that's probably just because I never play my Switch with the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, it's fair. I did play a lot of handheld mode because I would play it at like school and stuff.
This sounds really messed up, but I lean towards. There was a point in time where I was leaning towards a Switch Lite because of how small it was, and because then I'd actually play the Switch. My beef with the larger Switch is because the Joy-Cons always just like slid on and off. It always felt like really flimsy and breakable to me. But of course, the issue with the Switch Lite is the Joy-Cons drift while it's on the fucking thing. So, yeah.
And then you can't replace them.
Not their best designed product. I have to be 100%.
No, because if the
Pro Controller,
if the Switch Lite starts drifting, you can send it into Nintendo, but you got to send the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't like play while it's away in it.
You need a normal Switch. I had a girlfriend one time that went out and bought a, I think it was the OLED, it was the Animal Crossing Switch, and then she ran out of money. I wasn't dating her at the time. I guess she would have been an ex. And then she went and sold it, and then like 2 months later, I guess she got enough money and she went and got a Switch Lite. Not the best financial decisions, but the funny thing about the Switch Lite is like she fucking hated it because it was always drifting. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard the problem was even worse on the Switch Lite. All right, I guess we'll move on. But Level 5. Level 5 is a company that has made they're Japanese for sure. They have updated their terms of service. Oh yeah, so they made the game called Dark Cloud, if you remember. That's for the PlayStation 2. Professor Layton is a puzzle adventure game. Inazuma and Ni no Kuni, Yokai Watch, and then Snack World. Everyone remembers Snack World, I'm pretty sure. So,
I think I've only heard of Yokai Watch.
Yeah.
That's the only...
They make these like really chibi. To me, the art style is horrific in all of their games. But they've updated their terms of service specifically to target. They have a few things listed: excessive criticism and unfounded accusations, words or actions that may harm level 5 employees or others, language or actions that are defamatory, libelous, slanderous, violent, intimidating, insulting, discriminatory, and/or sexual remarks, violations of employees' portrait rights, violations of employee privacy, excessive demands, dissemination of false information, and use of offensive or extreme thumbnails and video reviews that may mislead viewers about Level 5's products. So, and they also warned they'll take legal action, both civil and criminal, against individuals engaging in the above behavior. And the reason they've done this is because people have begun threatening them, their developers specifically, with death threats and other insults. I don't know, what caused this. I'm not Japanese, so I don't understand. I can't read this post. But it appears this was to curb all of the death threats, and that's kind of the only thing that I can pull from it. I tried translating this post, and it does not translate too well. I think this company this article's done a good job. What do you think about? This is a hot take. I know I'm ready for the hottest take. What do you think about death threats towards? Oh, here we go.
What, like aimed at devs?
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't think the devs should really care that much. Mm-hmm. Especially like filing a lawsuit against someone. I don't know if that's.
I don't think that's very popular.
You could do it. No, it's not. But like I remember back in the day, in Black Ops 2, they nerfed the sniper rifles, and everyone started making death threats towards David Vonderhaar, and he basically didn't say anything for like a couple days on his Twitter because he's like, whatever. He just didn't care. He just went and started making the game again, or making new maps or whatever. He didn't care what people were talking about.
Absolutely based.
It's like, I feel like that's how it should be. Obviously, I don't think you should make death threats either, but.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think, I also think it's kind of cringe to go after people. Most people don't mean the death threats. I know it's scary, but I would just tell people to go suck one. But yeah, they here's the translation, yada yada, all the rules. Here we go. Not limited to the above items. We determine the behavior is malicious. We may contact lawyers, police, and others involved, including legal measures. And then we have, this notice is not intended to ask you to refrain from criticizing our company, our works, or our employees. We ask that you should be careful about how you express your opinions. So we would appreciate it if you continue to give us your honest opinions if you have any concerns. And we'll continue to have a healthy and sincere dialogue with our customers. So they say it's not to silence anybody. It's just to stop the excessive harassment. Once again, I don't know how true that is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly interesting. I just thought it was interesting because I have not heard of a company doing that yet. Apparently, Sega did take action against a person who made excessive defamatory and insulting remarks about one of the employees. Let me see. It probably was a woman that got attacked. Harassment. Oh, Tiara Nakamura. Okay, it's a man. Never mind, I guess. Yeah. But
Interesting.
First time I've heard of this.
Okay.
I just
Yeah,
thought it was
well-
interesting because that seems like a landmark thing.
Yeah. I guess we'll move on to the
I suppose so.
Steam, baby. So the current user count was recently beaten. It was on December 8th at 2 p.m. There was over 39 million people online on Steam at one time.
Woo-wee!
I'm assuming this is concurrent like user player count, so like basically everyone who's playing a game or who's in a game. It seems to fluctuate. If you look at the chart, it seems to like go up and down. Like, but I don't know if, because I'm wondering like how often is like the player count beaten? You know what I mean? Or how often is that?
Right. I don't know.
Let's see. It said the previous record was beaten. It was 33 million. It was beaten by 33.6 million at one time, and this was in August. Or no, and then in August it was 37. Interesting.
Yes.
It says the launch of Marvel Rivals and Path of Exile 2 we're just shy of the million in the new record, and an uptick in many games. That weekend saw big player figures in Counter-Strike 2, PUBG, Dota 2, and GTA 5. So basically a bunch of people playing the new games and people playing games that are, I would say, like games that like retention games almost, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's not surprising. We all know that the always online, especially free to play, attention holding games are really where the true like money is right now. And of course player eyeballs as well, like popularity. So that's not shocking to me. I guess I expected to see a little bit more single player representation in that list, but maybe people exaggerate how much they like single player games.
I mean, yeah, I think people do. I mean, I play more multiplayer though, but I like multiplayer more because I think you get a little bit more variety, right? Because you're playing against other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I also like multiplayer more too because I'm kind of a competitive person. That's one of the reasons I always liked like Hearthstone, especially. I'm a big fan of like 1v1 games, especially. But I mean, you know, the team games are good too. Obviously, I have a raging League addiction that can only be cured by death and maybe taxes if I can no longer afford a computer.
Base.
So,
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, PoE 2. I think that's probably what the biggest jump was as well. Is PoE 2?
Yeah.
So, Path of Exile is one of those games that people have always wanted to get into, but the biggest issue is because it was an MMO. You know, there was no starting at zero. It was always, you know, you always had to start like in the middle of a season and like catch up and learn, which I've never had an issue with, but a lot of people don't like that. And so with the release of the whole new remake of the second one, a lot of people have jumped back in, and it's apparently a home run from what I hear from everyone. So,
Yes.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that PoE probably contributes to that number a lot.
Yeah, Path of Exile it's kind of like it's basically like Dota, but like it obviously has its own like unique art style. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to try. Is it free? I see. I think it's $60 or it's $30 to get the early access supporter pack. Okay.
Not bad. Not bad. I am tempted to get into it because I've played a little bit of PoE, and it really is like just amazing Diablo. I think it's better than anything that Blizzard's made, at least from the short time that I've played it. I didn't get that far, just a few quests, but
Yeah.
Blizzard quest put me to sleep, so I'll put it that way. Anyways,
Interesting.
we ready to talk about some Plucky Squire?
Yes, I actually did see this this game whenever I was doing some research this week. I was like, oh, looks cute. I didn't look too much into it, but
So I figured we'd talk about it because it's from my favorite publisher, Devolver Digital. They still publish what I would describe as indie games. They haven't gone AAA yet. Devolver at this point has released so many games you might be able to define them as AA, but I've never liked that term because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. Devolver has published this game, Plucky Squire, and it is a storybook, Paper Mario-esque looking game. It looks a little bit more like the Amazing World of Gumball to me than probably Paper Mario. But it has like 3D levels with like paper mache and pop-up books and your little 2D sprite, and then sometimes it goes 2D and you might be fighting on like a soda can on a desk, like the wrapping. Well, it looks like some other kind of can, but like a can on a desk where you're like fighting on the wrapping, almost like Mario Odyssey, or maybe you're fighting on like the 2D plane of a castle and then you pop back out into 3D. So it's kind of one of those games where you go in and out of like 2D, 3D, and it's just a platformer, and it looks really, really cool. Apparently, they've added in a mode now that cuts out a lot of the dialogue. So there was a lot of people complaining about over tutorialization. Like if there was a zip line, there would be a character there that would basically force you to like listen to dialogue about how to use a zip line like you're an idiot. So it seems like they've taken out a lot of useless dialogue and tutorialization that people wanted removed, if that's the mode that you want to play. I imagine on a second playthrough it's probably really obnoxious to have so much dialogue, so.
based.
And I think that's good. I'm always a big fan of that.
It looks very cute. It reminds me of Super Paper Mario. The like where it was basically like an RPG and a platformer at the same time.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
Maybe this one's more of a platformer kind of thing, but
yeah, it certainly strikes me as more of a platformer than the other ones.
yeah, I don't know. It looks cute. There's a whole playthrough, and the game's only 6 hours, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
I have to try it.
only 6 hours, and it looks really cute. But yeah, if y'all have never checked out Devolver Digital, you definitely should. Their Steam page has a ton of games on it now. And I was playing them back whenever they had published like 5 games. So they have gone wild here. Yeah, I was playing them all the way back in 2015 whenever they had, it looks like 8 games. So yeah.
Yeah, their biggest game is Hotline Miami for sure.
Oh, 1,000,000,000%, yeah. They've also released games like, they've released bigger games too, like Shadow Warrior 2, and I was just, Strafe is really big right now, although I can never get it to run on my computer for some reason. What is the game I'm looking for? They have that puzzle game, Talos Principle, which I was always shocked that they published. That's like a 3D. That's like a Portal if it actually looked good and had more complicated puzzles other than the portals. So yeah.
Yeah. Looks pretty cute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Serious Sam. They were known for Serious Sam before. That was their big publishers. Yeah. Really cool stuff.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully you can't hear the washer.
We'll move on. Well, I'll get this one cracking. This is a Call of Duty podcast, so we always gotta have one story.
Always. Can't get away from it.
Kill
me.
The Call of Duty fans have found one particular image in the game. It's the new Merry Mayhem event came out, and as a reward, you get the Necro Claws loading screen.
Ooh.
And it's basically like a zombified Santa, and he's like reaching out at the screen to like try and grab you. And if you look at this artwork, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers.
I see that.
And and basically people have put this image into AI, and it's like I think it says like 97% likely to be generated by AI.
Yeah.
So this has gone on to raise a lot of people's suspicions. We already knew that Treyarch, before the game came out, they were hiring a 2D AI artist to help out. That was one of the job positions that went up. And so now a lot of the community has been going through the calling cards, the emblems, the sprays, just everything, and plugging it into AI. And there are some that definitely have been made by real people, but there have been a lot that have come back like 80, 90, almost 100% likely to be made by AI. And so I don't know, you really don't know at this point. We really don't know what exactly is
really bad.
Is made by AI, because in the game they don't disclose, what's been made by real people and what's not.
Yeah.
And so some people have been calling for them to like put like made by AI on like anything that's in the store.
That would be nice.
But then again that would probably affect sales, so they probably wouldn't do that. So I don't know.
Yeah. So here's a dark theory I have about this, because I was looking at this morning. Is it possible that this was done by purpose, or on purpose, by this AI artist? Do you think he did this to like signal to everyone? Do you think it's like that based? Because that's like an obvious thing to like leave an extra finger on. Everyone knows that's AI art's like favorite thing to do, is to just add in a finger. Stop shaking my desk, cat.
Base.
Am I crazy? Am I conspiracy brained on that one? Probably.
No, I feel like he could just be disgruntled. Like someone could just be disgruntled and was like, whatever.
I mean,
who cares? But
as an artist, I would be disgruntled if my game was just shitting out AI slop.
Yeah, there's also a link here. COD Zombies.
Okay,
on Reddit, I believe. Sean Ledee. Mm-hmm. He went through and he's looking through the BO6 like loading screens.
Yeah.
And a lot of these are funky. Like there's this Redwood loading screen or Fearwood loading screen that's in this paid bundle. And if you look at it, the guy looks like he's facing away, but in one of his hands he is like facing away from the camera, and then his other hand is facing like as if he was facing toward the camera.
Oh,
I see that. It's weird.
Yeah.
But his body is like facing towards the camera as well. It's just so odd.
He's an ugly motherfucker.
So I don't know. Could it have been disgruntled? I don't know. I really think it's just laziness.
I mean, AI art. So I've dabbled. And I've dabbled in AI art. Oh, of course, here we go. I'll read this first comment that's spinning it to here later. I've made some AI art for the lo-fi channel I was running, just to see if people ever noticed, like, if things were made with AI or not. And I think most people don't care or notice a lot of the time. And the overall take is like most people don't respect art and most people don't give a damn. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like, especially some guy who's really into AI art, he doesn't give a fuck about art. So yeah, it probably is just laziness because it's easier just to shit it out and, give you the content that way and just not quality control it. Here's a defense. What else is the purpose of AI being developed if not to do these sorts of tasks? People are furious that cars are replacing horses. Come on, guys. Are people annoyed that human quality control missed it, or that people they don't know are losing their jobs in part due to cost savings from innovations in technology? Well, maybe that's more of a defense, but I think a lot of people here are pretty mad, but there are a few defenders that I can tell in the comments kind of cringe. It has to be laziness because not noticing fingers is just a classic AI meme. So yeah, did the zombie chew off a finger and put it on him? Like I didn't think they were that smart. Was the guy a mutant before? I don't know.
Some people were trying to say that the finger is like flying off from somewhere, but if you look at it,
it's not
closely.
It's attached.
It's literally attached. Yeah, I know, and it looks like it's like facing the wrong way, but I think that's just how the AI decided to like make it. I don't know. It just looks, and it's also like blurred out too. I think it's supposed to like be trying to do like a blur effect, but yeah.
There is nothing in the world that could convince me this isn't AI, or that could convince me this is not AI. This is 100% AI.
Yeah, I personally don't really care if like aspects like loading screens and stuff are done by AI, as long as it's like reviewed by a human and like gone over and made sure that it's hasn't done anything funky. Like I think it could be like you could generate an image by AI and then edit it yourself and make it look way better than whatever they made. But that would take effort. So, but as long as like gameplay, in my opinion, like gameplay or coding or any of that stuff, I think that should be all human done.
You would hope, yeah.
But like cosmetics and stuff, I don't really care too much.
I guess I don't care. It's just it'll slowly get worse until people are tired of it. So,
yeah. Well, and also I'm sure AI will probably get way better.
Yeah.
It
will. Anyways, I gotta take a fat dump. So this next story is real short. Thank goodness. There has been an Instagram announcement for Pokemon working with an animation studio called Aardman. And for those of you that don't know, Aardman is the studio that has made the Wallace and Gromit series, the claymation. If you know what that is the little brown dog with the white guy that are always doing the memes, the jokes, the funny mans. Now, that is originally a British studio. There's a lot of British jokes in that show. So, yeah. I thought this was interesting only because I would love to see... I don't care about Pokemon games. I really dislike them, and they're boring to me. But what I will say is I am excited for something like this because it might be different. So, we'll see. Now, did you ever play Pokemon Arena? Is that what it was called? Did you ever play any of the fighting games?
No, I don't think I ever played Pokken like Tournament or.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Pokken game.
I remember playing Pokemon Unite, the like League of Legends clone game. That was hard, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big Pokemon guy. I think in like the claymation art style, I think Pokemon would look pretty cool, but.
Oh, I fully agree. I really am excited for something if this turns out to be true. I mean, it's on their website, so it appears to be true. But I am hopeful for this quite a bit. So yeah, hopefully that's different. That was a real short story, but I wanted to include it because it might be important. Oh,
Yeah.
also, I don't know if y'all remembered this. This is another amendment. So the game that we covered, gosh, maybe it was like it's like in one of the first 10 episodes, maybe 5. A game called Rollin' Rascal. On Steam, we have had the release date removed. It is now unknown when it will come out. Now, he's been updating the demo, it appears, but not a great sign that there is nothing to be found on that.
Really interesting. I thought it was like update, or I thought it never had a release date.
Are you sure?
Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like the middle of next year, but maybe I'm crazy.
I thought he had it at 2025.
Oh, here we go. Initial. Oh no, that's the initial release date. That must have been for the demo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's always been like unknown when it's gonna actually come out.
Okay. Yeah, maybe
I can't find it in my library.
Maybe I'm just spreading fake news. I did play the demo. Thought it was a good game.
Yeah, I played it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's fine. It's knockoff Sonic. It's fine. We have Sonic at home.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We have better Sonic.
Yeah. Honestly, the way Sonic's been going. Yeah.
I know. I have heard good things about like Sonic. What was it? Well, Sonic Frontiers, obviously, but then there was that other Sonic game that came out. It was Sonic Origins. And then also, Sonic X Shadow Generations came out, and the reviews have been overwhelmingly positive on Steam, by the way. So
sick.
that's good.
Well,
yeah, I don't know. He's been making a big comeback, so.
Well, that's it. I just wanted to touch on some of that. I'm also waiting for that game Wing Haven, made by that guy that made Chillquarium.
Based.
That one is also.
Well, yeah, I think that'll be it for the podcast.
Will.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been your boy Kirby DK10.
And your boy Meta.
Peace.